What's up, guys? So this is gonna be kind of a raw video again. I kind of enjoy these raw videos, like no edits, pretty much just talking and not venting, but expressing. And today I kind of wanted to talk about chasing success. So before I really dive into it, I have these two canvases right here. One says success, the reality, and then the other one says success, the expectation. I'll throw in like a cool B-roll shot of it. But those two canvases kind of explain the trajectory of my life since graduating from college. So I graduated from film school in 2012. I went to Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, and I have a bachelor's degree in film. So in 2012, straight out of college, I moved to LA, and obviously times were very different from 2024 to 2012. But I thought I was going to come out to LA and give myself 6 months, 8 months, tops a year, and I would be this established music video director. And I'll say that was not the case. It took a lot longer than that for me to even really get my foot in the door. But when I first moved out to California, I was just, a starving artist. I was 22 at the time, Jesus. And I had 3 other roommates and just job hunting. I worked very odd jobs. I worked at a skating rink as a floor guard and a DJ. And I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch as, if you guys have ever worked at Abercrombie, you guys know these positions, but I worked a position called Impact. Basically, I just worked in the back and I stocked all the clothing in the showroom, I guess you'll call it, where people shop in the morning. And I also worked as an editor for, I can't call it like a children's TV show, but basically there was like this rich guy and he wanted his daughter to be like internet famous. So I would shoot content for her and edit all this stuff for her YouTube channel. So that was like the first year of my life in California. This was before Uber existed, so there was no, just drive Uber to get money. Those types of things didn't exist. So skating rink, Abercrombie and Fitch, and the editing of the children's show. And that was a very interesting time because I had just paid $75,000 for a bachelor's degree, and I'm doing these odd jobs here in LA. And I want to say it was 2013, right after the New Year's, I had lost my job at that editing place. And that was the only thing I was really doing that was even remotely close to being in my career. I had odd jobs, or I had I don't want to say odd jobs, but I had gigs along the way, photo shoots and video shoots. $250 here, $300 here, $400 there. Nothing that was breaking the bank at all. Nothing that was really sustaining me. And it was just weird. It was an interesting time, and it was just like, dude, I just want to be. I was used the term, I want to make it. That's what I would say all the time. I want to make it, and journey to the dream. No. What did I say? Focus on the dream. That was like my biggest statement. So focus on the dream was like one of the main things I always kept saying. # focus on the dream. And I always had this preconceived notion of what the dream looked like, what success looked like. I'm like, I'm going to be this music video director. I'm going to be doing $100,000 budgets. I'm going to be working with A-list celebrities here and there. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to live here. And I was chasing this thing called success. And I look back at those days, 2012, 2013, 2014, and I was just getting into the career that I'm in now. I'm still in filmmaking, but getting to the position that I have now. Um, and chasing it was definitely the wrong approach, because just like this canvas says, success and reality, the reality of it, it's always going to be many different directions. It's never just a straight and narrow path. It's going to be, you're going to do this one thing and it's going to take you this way. Then off of that, you're going to do this one thing and it's going to take you that way. It's never just bottom, top. But just to fast forward, I was doing these jobs, and then eventually I started interning for a music video company. At the time, it was called DNA. I don't believe they're even around anymore, but I was interning for this company called DNA, and I was on some of the biggest music videos that you can think of. Like, I was on set with will.i.am, Miley Cyrus, Enrique Iglesias, Avril Lavigne, Tegan and Sarah. The list goes on. And I'm not specifically working with these people, but I was either a PA on set, or I was doing playback, or I was an assistant to the director. I would say a personal assistant, not necessarily like, oh, I was assisting the director, but I was a very low tier person on set. And that was like the closest thing to me, like, okay, like this dream is happening. I'm inching my way towards this thing called success. But finances were still always an issue. I had such a hard time paying rent that was $750 at the time. And I had, like I said, 3 roommates. All that was so difficult to pay for. But I had this thing in my heart where I'm like, I'm getting closer because of who I was around and who I was working with, and the company that I was now in the company that I was now involved with. So to go on from there, 2017, I ended up taking a position that I really had to think a lot about, because it wasn't necessarily something I really, really wanted to do, but in the long run, it was the smartest decision that I've ever done. I got an offer from a church. I'll actually say the name of the church because they've been so monumental and helpful in my life. But I got an offer from a church here in Orange County called Influence Church. And at the time, they were jump-starting a music label. And obviously, it was still a church. So it was a church, and the church had a music label. And they wanted me to be their full-time creator. And I thought that was very interesting because at the time, the work I was personally doing did not necessarily scream, oh, I'm a Christian, like hire me to work at your church. I've talked about it in a few other videos, how at the time I was shooting basically models just to get big on Instagram, this, that, and the third. And I was still doing music videos. But this church saw something in me that they knew I was a Christian, but they were like, we want to take the style that you have because it's polished and it looks like it belongs in Hollywood, but we want that look for our church. At this time, this was before content creators were really a thing. So it was very interesting that a church saw my Instagram and wanted to hire me basically solely off of my Instagram and like my music videos and stuff. So 2017, I moved out of LA to Orange County. It's only about an hour and a half away from LA, but it's very different. If you know anything about California, LA and Orange County are very different places. But moved to Orange County in 2017, and I thought it was the worst decision I ever made. Like, I'm like, why did I leave LA? Why did I leave LA? I had this goal, I had this dream, I had this pursuit. Why did I just take the money? Why did I take this opportunity to work at a church, put everything else kind of on the back burner, and do this? Fast forward, like I said, it was the best decision I ever made in my life. Best decision ever. It was the most money I had ever made at the time. But what it did was switch my mentality. It switched my mentality financially, goal orientation, and even business-wise. It switched everything. And like I said, back to this poster right here where it says one thing, basically success in the reality is a whole bunch of different twists and turns. Because I moved to Orange County and I took this position at this church, it literally took me from here to here to here to here. Now to the point in 2024, I don't work at that church anymore, but they contract me every month or every other month to do music videos for them or to create content for the church. I own my own business. I have my own photography studio. I have my own video production company. And all of that stemmed because my mentality was shifted because of where I was. So I sound like a pastor right now. Sometimes you think you're supposed to be one place and things aren't working. But the moment you move yourself from one place to another and you change your surroundings, you change the people that you're around, you change the conversations that you're having, your perspective changes, but also the things that you put out, the things you do are just different. And I also stopped chasing because money wasn't an issue at this time. So I was just able to focus on what I wanted to do in life, and things just naturally worked. Chasing success should not be the motive. Just enjoy the journey. Making sure you have a story and making sure you have a journey is the key to success. Success is just within your being. Success should not be something that you chase. Success should be the journey that you're living. So the story that you are creating of this, whatever it is you're doing in life, from point A, from your start, from your genesis to where you are now, there's success there. The moment that you think success has an end, what's the point of even trying to get to success? What's the point if success has an end? Obviously, like you grow and you get better at things and you achieve things, but is that success? I feel like people have this end thing with success, and I don't want this to end. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to elevate. I want to continue to pursue and chase things that I say chase is probably the wrong word, but I want to continue to pursue goals that I have for myself without putting an end cap to it. I feel like success has an end when people naturally talk about it. Oh, once I have this, I am successful. Once I have this, I am this. And I don't think it should be that way. I think is the journey, the path, the story. That is the success. If you've come out of a situation where, like I said with myself, I couldn't afford $750 rent, and now I live somewhere else that's 3 times, 4 times, 5 times that amount, that is success in that area of my life. If I was working with budgets that are this big, but now I'm working with budgets that are this big, that in itself is a success story. And that right there is what I think people need to focus on, is the success within life, success within stories. I don't think it should be more perceived of an end goal or a end finite thing or an end finite decision. I feel like success is a journey and a path. So I hope that this video resonates with some of you guys out there. This is something that it took years for me to come to this, and years to realize, like, dude, like, you're stressing yourself out and you're successful. Like, you are in the journey of success. So like I said, I hope that this helped you guys. I hope that you guys resonate with this. I would love to hear your stories and hear your journeys. I would love for you guys to type those down in the comment section down below. And even on IG, I would love for you guys to even DM me on IG. I would love to get to know more of you guys. So if this content relates with some of you guys and you guys enjoy it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.